Hello students, I would like to welcome you all to this video. In this video, today I am going to solve a cashbook question. The question that I have selected for you guys is May-June 2021 paper question. So the variant of this paper was 21, and the question that I am going to solve in front of you is question number 1. So in this question, there is Rahat is a trader. So the following transaction took place in March 2021. So the 3rd of March, the cash sales 580 were paid directly into Rahat's business bank account. On the 6th of March, paid insurance 360 by direct debit. 9th of March, paid 196 to GH Limited by telephone transfer, having deducted 2% cash discount from the amount due. On 3rd of March, paid $75 cash for stationery. 17th March, cash sales 140. 27th of March, sold old office equipment to Burgess, who paid $50 by check in full settlement. The last entry is March 30, paid $340 to Colin by check in full settlement over that of $350. There is one transaction that I would like to explain to you guys here. Is the transaction number 9. So in this transaction, this Rahat paid 196 to GH Limited by telephone transfer, having deducted 2% cash discount from the amount due. It means that this 96 is already deducted with this discount, as this is a cash discount. So we need to record this. As we know, once we pay to our suppliers, so any discount that is given with the payment, so it will be our discount received, that will be our income. So how to calculate this discount, in which the figure that is given is already deducted by 2% cash discount. So I tell my students, in the normal means, like if it was a normal figure, so in normally we do like this. We do 196 and we'll take 2% of this, means multiplying by 2%, or we can say 196 multiplied by 2 by 100 divided by 100. So this is how we can calculate normally the discount. So in this means the discount will be 196 into 2 divided by 100. This will give us a number of 3.92. So the answer will be 3.92. But in this scenario, this figure is already deducted with 2%. So how do we need to calculate this? So in this scenario, so we have to write down 196 and we have to multiply this by 2. Now we'll divide this 2 by the number, deducting this by the 100. So before we usually do the 100, in this scenario we will deduct 2 from this 100 and we'll get the number 98. So we'll divide this 2 by 98. So that's how we got the number that is already deducted. Let me do this for you. So we'll have 196 multiplied by 2 divided by 98. So we'll get the discount number, that is 4. So this is how we supposed to calculate the discount from the figure that is already deducted by the discount. So let's suppose if we have a 4% discount here, so we'll do like this: 196 multiply by 4 divided by now 100 minus 4, so we'll give a 96. So by this main we'll do like this. So that's an example. Now we got this figure that will goes to the discount receive figure. So this is how we will do this transaction. So rest of the transactions are fine. So this transaction is a contra transaction. It means we no, it's not a contra. So let's solve this question. So this is the format that we got in the exam. So it's Rahat Cashbook, that's the title, and then we have a debit side where we have a date and details, discount allowed, cash in bank. We got opening balance of cash on the debit side, and this side we have discount receive, cash and bank, and we got opening balance of bank overdraft, which means it comes on a credit side. Now if we'll look into the question, so we have a first transaction that is on March 3rd. It says cash sales 580 were directly paid into the business bank account. So we will deposit this amount into the bank account. So we'll write down here cash sales or sales, you can write down. So the date will be March 3rd and directly deposit it into the bank. It means our bank balance goes up, so we'll write down here 580. So that's the first transaction that we have done, and the second transaction is paid insurance, so we'll come on this side. So it will be on March 6th. So I'll write down the date. We'll pay the insurance, so I'll write down insurance here, and the amount is goes by direct debit, so I'll come to this column because it will be transferred from the bank. So the amount is 360. Now the next transaction that we have is on 9th of March. It says paid to GH Limited. It's the same entry that we have done the calculation before, so it's on, because it's a payment, so it will come up on a credit side, and we paid this to GH Limited. Now the amount paid is 196, so I will directly record 196 here, and the amount 4 will come up here, as I have shown you the calculation how I calculated this 4. So now the next entry that we have is on 13th of March. It says paid 75 cash for stationery, so I'll write down here that will be on 13, and we have paid this for stationery, and because we paid this by cash, so 75, so I will write down here 75 in cash column. Next transaction is on 17th of March. It says cash sales 140, so I will write down here 17 again, so we'll have cash sales, so 170, 140 will come up here. 140 is the amount. You can write down sales instead of cash sales, so sales or sales will be okay. So 27th of March is the next transaction. We have sold office equipment to Burgess, who paid us $50 by check in full settlement. So we got office equipment sold, so we'll write down office equipment here, office equipment, and then we'll write down the date. It's 27, and because we got this by check and check was $50, we'll write down in the bank column $50. Now the last transaction we had is paid 340 to Colin by check in full settlement. So because we paid, so we'll come here, so that will be on 30th of March, and we'll write down the name here, Colin, and we paid by check 340, so 340 will come up here. It is the full settlement of 350, which means the $10 is the discount, so we'll write down discount here in the discount column. So these are all the transactions that was given in the question. Now the next step is to balance them off. To balance them off, we'll write down these lines on the both debit and credit side. Now discount allowed and discount received side, they do not have balance CD or balance BD, so we only make the total of this side as we do not have any amount here. So we'll just write down, so we'll have a discount receive balance total 14. Now the next thing is we are going to balance off this cash account. So we have 0, 9 and 290 here. So I'll write down 290 and I will transfer this 290 to this side, and I will deduct 290 out of 75. So I will deduct 75 to get this number, so that will be 215. That will be the closing balance of cash column. So I'll write down this with balance carried down, so that will be on 31st of March. So I'll write down here 31st, and then it will be on 1st of April. It will become my balance brought down into the cash column 215. Now I will move to the bank column. So I have to see that this side has a bigger value, the credit side, because it has a big value of 1980. So over here we only have two numbers, so I will make the total of this bigger side is 1980 plus 360 plus 196 plus 340. So I'll get this number 2876. So I'll write down 2876, and then I will transfer this here 2876, and I will deduct these two numbers from 2876. So I'll deduct this 580 and then deduct $50 to get the balancing figure. So that will be 2246. So 2246, that will be my balance carried down for this bank column. I will write down this with March 31 and then April 1st. I'll write down this as balance brought down. So that will be 2246. As we have a credit balance of bank column, which means it's a bank overdraft, it's our liability. Always remember that cash column balance will always comes up here, balance brought down, balance CD will come up here on the credit side, and balance BD will come up here on the debit side, because cash can never goes into the negative number. So we can never have a cash column balance on this side. So the bank balance can come up over here on the debit side if we have a positive balance in our bank account. In this scenario, the Rahat, he had an overdraft, so that's why it comes up on a credit side. So this was the question that I have done for you. It was May-June 2021, variant 21, and question number 1. So thank you very much.